Many citizens of Utah are aware of the history of Mormon city building throughout the West. Others of us, however, need to be reminded of our impressive community planning heritage. The founder of the Mormon Church, Joseph Smith, conceived a plat for the city of Zion that became the guide for the design and development of Mormon communities. The city of Nauvoo, Illinois was designed to follow the concept, and later Salt Lake City and over 500 other communities from Canada to Arizona and Southern California were laid out following Joseph Smith's prescription for the ideal community. Each settlement was intended to be self-sustaining, to practice careful stewardship of the land, and to provide the residents with the advantages of a well-organized, socially coherent community. According to Smith's plan, each community would provide for public and commercial buildings in the center of the community. There was to be density and aesthetic controls, restrictions against incompatible land uses, and streets laid out in a gridiron pattern. An agricultural greenbelt surrounded each settlement, and the farmers and their families, to quote from the plan, lived in the city with the merchant and the mechanic, thus enjoying the privileges of society, social refinement, and intellectual life. There was not only order in the community, but a deep concern for the common good. Soon after the initial pioneer settlements, other developments began in the Mountain West that responded to different needs and values. New communities sprang into existence that were driven not by focused organizing principles or inspired leadership, but by market forces and the scramble for instant wealth. This was true of many American cities in the 19th century, and the West gradually gave in, well into the 20th century, to the pressures of rapid growth, affluence, and the destructive impact of the automobile. Today, many people, especially in Utah, are becoming more concerned about the influence of change on the quality of their neighborhoods and the loss of community identity. Many Utah communities have returned to the wisdom of guiding growth and change by the process of community planning. An effective planning process, however, does not happen by good intentions alone. Community planning demands the enthusiastic support of elected officials and the hard work, creative perseverance, and solid commitment of dedicated citizens. Comprehensive planning programs provide for attractive residential neighborhoods, accessible parks and recreational facilities, ideally located schools and churches, attractive business and industrial districts, cities with a human scale and a sense of identity. The general plan, when adopted by the legislative body, becomes the official guide for the future of the community. The general plan establishes the public policies for future decision-making. The plan becomes a formal record of the community and its vision. It is the heart of the process. The preparation of the general plan follows a series of activities, each taking place in a logical sequence. This is a continuous process that encourages and thrives on citizen participation. The process generally begins with meetings of local officials to identify the most urgent problems and needs and to describe the planning effort necessary to address them. The next logical step is to involve citizens and define the citizens' goals for the future. To pursue the achievement of the goals, a great amount of information about the community and its regional context must be collected. Research will explore economic data, basic industries, the tax base, employment, personal income, and similar insights. Demographic data will be gathered to understand the residents themselves, family size and age, current population, and growth projections. Other research will evaluate services and facilities that are available or may be needed, such as water, sewage disposal, schools, housing, transportation, health services, and many others. To ensure that the data are accurate and complete, professional planners are often relied upon for research and analysis. The research phase is essential as it allows the analysts and citizens to answer such questions as, what do these data tell us about our community? What are the problems and issues that we must face in order to achieve our community goals? When problems and issues have been researched and identified, a synthesis with citizen goals can take place. This assures that goals are reasonable and attainable, and that valid recommendations can be prepared. The preparation of the general plan document itself is the next step in plan production. The document should provide a description of the citizen goals, summarize the research findings, and include recommended alternatives for community action. The plan should provide public policies that reflect the goals and offer suggestions for implementation of the goals and policies. In addition to the written document, it is generally useful to provide maps of the geographic area covered by the plan. Maps can show recommended future land use, a master street plan, environmental concerns, and other physical elements that aid in understanding the plan. The plan is a product of citizen participation that expresses their needs and goals, but the responsibility for plan production and presentation to the legislative body is with the local planning commission and the planning staff or consultant. The general plan serves as a guide for the future of the community. It provides alternatives for both present and long-range development. The plan, however, will be meaningless and ineffective unless it is integrated with specific strategies and programs for implementation. The lack of realistic implementation has often spelled failure for even the most well-researched and supported planning effort. To monitor the effectiveness of the plan and to assure greater likelihood of success, a constant evaluation of the total planning effort must be maintained. Questions that guide evaluation might include: what progress are we making toward achieving our goals? What is good or bad, right or wrong, about our efforts so far? What changes need to be made in our overall program? What new problems have arisen since our program began? The results of such an evaluation may lead to a restatement of citizen goals, the need for additional research, the formulation of new policy statements, elimination of one or more alternatives, revision of the general plan format, and so on. Thus, the planning process is a continuous one, each step leading to the next, and each step a vital part of the entire process. The process must be bold, imaginative, and realistic, yet flexible and adaptable to meet the challenges of community growth and change.